Bogner Uber Ultra.
I didn't think I'd ever have this on my channel, but I got some good friends. Thank you, Chris. But we got this loaded with T75s, Celestians, and got SM57 on that, 421 on the Mesa UK V30s, and we got a baritone too. So I'm super excited about having one of these on the channel finally. And we're gonna go through these guys, have a lot of fun, and check it out. Holy crap, dude. This freaking Bogner, man, I absolutely love this thing. I think if there's one amp to be the amp of the ages, I think this Bogner Uber Ultra is phenomenal, dude. And geez, it is freaking awesome. This is actually my buddy Chris. He's a good friend of mine, and we get together, we play a bunch of amps and check out tones, going into different cabs, seeing what they sound like and stuff. So it's always good to have that, and I do encourage everybody to have, they're like tone buddies. You don't have to buy everything in the world. You guys can swap stuff back and forth and trade stuff, and have a good time, especially if you're running a YouTube channel. It's very helpful. So I'll show you guys what I have on this Bogner. What I did for that intro track, and I didn't change anything except for the facts of panning them to left and right. And I used both mics in both cabs, so I got them both hooked up, and I showed you that in the beginning. But basically I was using the second channel, I guess you could say. I had it on Uber with this switch, and I had it on Fat. The Metamorph is pretty high up, so it gives it more of a little bitier feel to it. And then the Focus setting here in the middle, and I think that's also another tightness of the amp. So yeah, it's got two channels. It's got a little boost. It doesn't do too much. It does a little bit, but I definitely run the gain pretty high up on this guy. The bass is here. I like the middle there, treble. I can't say enough good things about this thing. Dual master volumes. It's got this density that's kind of like a mix between both the presence and depth. And then you got depth and presence to dial it in even more. And then you got this Hair Plus, and I guess Uber. And we'll go through those. And we're using this baritone. I finally got a freaking baritone. So this is pretty cool. This is definitely a 28-inch. So if I was going to get a baritone, I thought I'd go ahead and get a real big baritone. But this is the tone that you guys heard in that little track, but holy crap, dude. And with this baritone, it just, it sings, man. This has EMGs in it too, and it has a kill switch. So that's cool. This is not typically what I run in this channel, but I thought I'd try something cool and new since we got the Bogner on the channel. So let's do it. Jeez, dude. And this amp really helps out with that low end. You can really dial out just all the low frequencies, and it's basically like you're running a boost on it anyways with an OD. I would definitely not use a boost on this. It does not need it at all. I'm not much, I like special cases where I like boosts, but this is not one of them. I love how the amp sounds just as it is. I can't say enough good things about this thing, but listen. Tell you what, let's go back over and let's put everything back to noon, right? Metamorph, gain, all that stuff. We'll just leave it there, see what it sounds like. Tell you what, first thing we'll do is we'll go over to the power section and kind of play with that too. So let's put that at mid or halfway as well with everything. Let's go to the, I guess, Uber. I guess that's what that means. Okay, so it's definitely darker now. So if we dialed in the presence some, about 3 o'clock. And now I'm dialing the depth. And let's see what density does. That's interesting. So when you go back on it, it seems like it just opens up more. Definitely got quieter. All right, so let's go over to the hair and see what that sounds like, right? Okay, that's definitely like mid-scoop for sure. It's a sound. With the mid at the middle of it, let's push it up to 3 o'clock and see if we can liven it up. Yeah, I don't know. It's not my style. It's a little too scooped for me. So we go over to hair. And every review that I've seen of this amp, they always stick it at the hair, and I see why. It's just present in your face and just modern sounding, I guess. So it's kind of cool because this video is a real treat for me because I get to play a baritone and this thing. It's a match made in heaven, dude. I don't typically go for EMGs, but with this baritone situation, I think it needs it. So, all right, let's go ahead and start messing with, let's do this boost. Let's see what that does for us. It even made it thicker. I could see how that would work out for a solo boost. When you're doing your solo, you turn that on and it thickens it up a little bit, adds a little bit more gain to it. I think it's great. Okay, let's turn the boost off. And let's go to the ultra, well, we'll go to the crunch first. So here's what the crunch sounds like with everything at noon. Volume. I don't know what to play on a baritone. And let's go ahead and engage the boost now. Okay, you can totally tell what it's doing more so in the crunch channel. So let's give it a little more gain. Let's go to about like 2 o'clock or so. So now it sounds like the Uber channel. It even feels like it has more low end. And obviously we got the boost on, so yeah, there's that. So let's go ahead and actually mess with the Metamorph. There's a tight and a fat switch here that's tied to this Metamorph button. So let's go over to tight, see what it sounds like. Back over to fat. Oh yeah. Tight. It's definitely just a high pass. A low cut, high pass. Whatever cuts the low. Let's go ahead and add some bass to it since it cut it a little bit too much. Oh yeah, dude. You know, obviously I'm on the crunch channel right now, and we wouldn't use that for that, but that would be actually awesome to switch over to that really quick if you had some like interlude kind of thing for, you know, just kind of something softer, you know, with just the edge of breakup kind of sound. Let's bring the gain back. And it doesn't work for me. All right, let's go and mess with more. We'll bring the gain back up and we'll just kind of see what that Metamorph does on the lower gain. It's tied to this tight and fat, so let's see what it sounds like. Oh, that really cuts it. So it's like, if you think of the low frequencies here, it's like it's moving this like shelf further up. That's what it sounds like. All the way up. And it opens it up. I guess it's just a fine way to dial in the right type of distortion, so you could really get exactly what you need out of it. So that is pretty cool. Let's do the fat portion of it. Go back to middle. Same deal. It even cuts a little bit of the gain too. So it's basically just like a tight knob. You know, you dial in the tightness that you want for the distortion. And it opens it up. So maybe it's a sag. Maybe that's what it's doing. But I like it further up than lower down. But I guess it depends on if it's loud and I need to cut some frequencies, you know. So, okay. So there's another switch here that's Doom, Focus, and Bright, which I think is a whole nother level of messing with the depth of this amp. So we got it on Focus right now. If we put it on Doom, okay, it just fattened it up. Like, it's like that really low frequency actually. This is stuff that's usually cut out. Let's go over to Focus. All right, so it tightened it up. And now tight. Yeah. So I am doing all this on the crunch because when you have a lot of distortion going on, it's hard to decipher what's going on with the switches. And the crunch is a good way to figure out what they're doing, to get what you want, to dial in exactly where you want everything to fit. And there's endless possibilities because you still have the power section. You still got the presence and depth and the density over there too. So it's just like 1 amp to rule them all. All right, so we messed with the crunch a good bit. Let's go over to the Ultra. So I guess there's a Bogner Ultra. I think there is, yeah. And this thing is gained the hell out. It's too much gain for me, but I'll show you. Oh, see? We're gonna bring that back to noon for the gain. Ooh. Now, what I hear is the sound of an overdrive slamming the hell out of the front end. That's what that sounds like to me. So whenever I put that on, I really have to like cut the gain for me to enjoy that personally. And a lot of people out there love that sound. I don't personally like when it's just like metallic sounding, you know, it's so overdriven, it just kind of like, there's something metallic about it, I guess. Now don't get me wrong, it is awesome sound. So that's the sound that I hear gent players play. Maybe it's because I'm using a baritone that it's a little more prominent, but I definitely hear that really top end pop or something like that. You know, I can't play gent. Tell you what, I'll go A. I feel like I can start making some music with Draven now. But yeah, that's that sound, man. I just Okay, here's my familiar territory. Okay, let's mess with the dials here with it. I want less gain personally. I want it a little more open with the Metamorph. Jeez, it's just so much. Is it really supposed to sound like that? And I guess I got EMGs too, so it's pushing it that much more. I guess you have some if you have some pretty weak pickups, then this would fix that for sure. I'm going back with the Metamorph. Ah, you see? Right there, that Metamorph like cut a little bit of that gain, the sharpness to it or something. And I like it a lot more all the way down on this channel. Oh yeah, that is brutal right there. I'll even turn up the gain a little bit now. Oh, dude. Yeah, there we go. So that Metamorph, you turn it all the way down with the Ultra on. Dude. From here, I probably want less mess with density. You see how it kind of like does an overall depth and presence? That is a cool knob, huh? Ah, man, this amp, man. If you are able to get 1 amp, and only amp that you can get, for me, so far it's this one. It is such a killer amp. I don't think I'd want any more from that. So let's go back to the other side, the Uber, where I really liked. That was my favorite. So let's go ahead and go back to the Uber, see what it sounds like. See, it's just fatter, rounder. Tighten that up, bring up the Metamorph. Actually, I like that even more, so I can play with it more, I should say. More gain. Dude. Ah. All right, actually, I'm going to take this out. And we're going to play with regular guitar. A regular guitar. Let's do... Yeah, I never put this one on the channel. Let's do this one. My little Jackson. I think it's tuned down kind of low too. It is. Well, it's got a passive, so... Curious to see how it'll sound. All right. I think I got this one down to A standard, and this is not the strings for it, I'll tell you that. This thing takes low tunings like a champ, man. What do I want to do? Let's go to, yeah, it's on bright. Let's go to focus. Bring up the treble. Personally, that's too low. We're gonna change. We're gonna go back to D standard. There's that. Okay. Here's some familiar territory. All right. That is what I'm talking about. After playing a baritone, it feels really weird playing like tiny strings again. Can I still bend? I guess. It's on fat now. Man, this amp, man. All right, let's go over to the other channel and go through those. I think that is the cream of the crop stuff over there. So here's crunch. Now that's an actual crunch. I'm very surprised. This amp can do a crunch too, like a Marshall. I'm all messed up from playing a baritone. What can this amp not do? Let's go over to the clean. Of course, my guitar's out of tune, but geez, that is... I am clipping a little bit here. I don't even really need to mess with the EQ here, to tell you the truth. Awesome clean. And then this Uber channel. That sounds like a Mark amp. Okay, so this channel can also blast. I mean, it's the Uber, right? But does it sound like the Uber over here? No way. It's got a much more grindier top end at it. So that's definitely a flavor. I love that too. Turn the bright switch off. Let's mess with the power section here. The hair, drop the mids, and then the U, Uber. They really push the mid. Drop the mid. Right in the middle. Let's go ahead and boost it. Woo. So there you can actually see what that boost is doing more so with the lower gain. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. This video's gone long enough. I'm not gonna go through the back and all that kind of stuff. I'll definitely do a B-roll of it and stuff. And if you have any questions, you can pop it in the comment section down below. But I really want to thank my friends again. Chris, he let me borrow this amp, and he's got my Savage right now. So, but he's, I'm really fortunate to have people close by that are into the same thing I do, and just have a good time doing it. But yeah, anyways, I was going through the Marshall and the Mesa, and with this Bogner, I feel like I like the Marshall in a more of a room setting, but I like the Mesa in more of a recorded session. So, and I was kind of listening to it on the little song that I did, and that's kind of what I picked up on. I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go through this amp and show you guys how it sounded, and putting a little DMD style on it, and using a baritone, and then going over to an E stand or D standard guitar. But if you guys have any questions, hit me up. Like and subscribe, and you know what? As of today, I'm at 1,990 subscribers. Help me get up to that 2K, guys. And I'm sure it'll come soon, but I really appreciate everybody for doing that. Anyways, DMD out.